It appears our heat wave will last for at least a few more days, and we may not have hit the peak of it yet. There are heat advisories for Sunday and Monday. The main concern for those days will obviously be the high temps, but overnight lows could even be in the 70s. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Lewis.
And I'm Kyle Clark. So storms and cooler weather are coming. First, though, got to sweat out a couple more days. So let's begin with 9 News meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen. Corey?
Yeah, we'll be sweating them out for sure as the temperatures get back up into the middle 90s tomorrow and then the upper 90s to possibly 100 on Sunday and Monday before we finally change the pattern up a little bit here. But here are the high temperatures reported across the state of Colorado today. 92 in Denver, 97 at the Loveland Fort Collins Airport, 96 in Grand Junction. That was the hot spot. But look at Telly down here, 70 degrees. They had a lot of monsoon clouds and rain across the area. And it's still ongoing right now. If you look at live radar, you can see some rain showers on the board here to the west of Telluride. That's again where the bulk of the moisture will be focused again tomorrow. That moisture is coming in from the monsoon region down there to our south and to our west. Here's the temperatures right now, 83 in Denver, 77 at the airport. Temperatures forecast tomorrow, we could see some hundreds across parts of the area, including the eastern plains. 9 News weather impact alert for potentially extreme heat coming up Sunday, Monday before the pattern change. All that's coming up here in the full forecast just a few minutes.
A man has died after a shooting in Green Valley Ranch. Police say it happened in the area of 48th and Argonne Street just after 5 o'clock tonight. One man was taken to the hospital where he died. Officers have not arrested anyone yet, but they want to hear from you. If you know anything, contact Metro Denver Crime Stoppers.
A contractor for ICE is in custody, accused of shooting a protester outside the ICE detention facility in Aurora last night. Aurora police say a GEO Group employee named Brandon Booth shot and injured a woman as he was arriving to work. She's expected to survive. According to police, GEO workers were waiting in their vehicles because of a protest when 2 protesters got into it verbally with those workers and took pictures of their cars. Booth is accused of shooting at 2 protesters as they walked away, hitting and injuring one of them. Spokesperson for the GEO Group tells 9 News the company placed Booth on unpaid administrative leave. A judge set his bond at $500,000.
RTD is considering budget cuts of up to $62 million that could reshape bus service across the Denver metro area. The same proposals that could eliminate Denver's free mall ride would also cut several services in Broomfield. With every scenario, Route 53, Route 228, and 2 flex ride services would be eliminated. But deeper cuts could remove 6 of the 10 services that reach the city. Route 53 specifically was expected to provide transportation to the Grove at Cottonwood. It's this new housing community for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The uncertainty comes only weeks before move-in day, and now residents who rely on public transportation might have to think of some other options.
It's a huge consideration because if she doesn't have public transportation, she's basically isolated.
RTD says these are only proposals. The full board is expected to consider the budget plan later this month. Colorado will not ban the commercial sale of fur, at least not right now.
Today, the CPW Commission rejected a citizen-led effort. This came just a day after they approved new limits on hunting and trapping animals for their fur. 9 News reporter Colton Chavez is along now with more on this debate. Colton?
Yeah, Kyle, the decision came from CPW's commission. It's made up of 11 people appointed by Democratic Governor Jared Polis. Now, yesterday, the commission went against staff recommendations, and today it came down to another close vote.
I pay taxpayer money on gas and equipment to trap.
For trappers in Colorado, Thursday's vote changed the numbers on a longtime trade.
Now I am limited to 2 animals a day, and we might finally get a snow, and I catch 5 animals, and now I have to turn 3 loose.
The Colorado Parks and Wildlife Commission narrowly passed a new daily limit, 2 fur-bearing animals per hunter per day. Before Thursday, there was no limit at all on the 17 species covered, animals like coyotes, foxes, bobcats, and beavers. Today, a separate discussion played out over fur itself. Should the commercial sale be banned?
Delaney Rudy, Colorado Director for the Western Watersheds Project. I speak today to support a ban on the sale of fur-bearer products. Wildlife should not be commercialized through the sale of their parts.
Some commissioners questioned how much impact a ban would have.
We were also told that the people that do harvest a lot, there's only about 10. So at most, there's 10 people in Colorado that are harvesting fur in some kind of a commercial market.
In the end, the commissioners voted to end rulemaking on the ban, meaning commercial fur sales stay legal in Colorado.
Yesterday was 6-5, today was 6-5. I'm happy with democracy working.
And when I asked CPW how they'll enforce the new bag limit, a spokesperson said, well, they're going to evaluate the commission's decision and then determine appropriate strategies. Live in the studio, Colton Chavez, 9 News.
Taylor Fresh Foods, the parent company of Taylor Farms, is issuing a voluntary recall of all iceberg lettuce sourced from central Mexico that's in the U.S. Today, the company released a statement saying the FDA thinks a specific independent farm is the potential source of the cycloporosis outbreak, and that no other Taylor Fresh food products across the country are impacted. The recall comes during an escalating outbreak of the stomach bug. Federal health officials have told people to avoid lettuce from Taco Bell restaurants in 5 states: Kentucky, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. Nationwide, nearly 7,000 people have been sickened. It's unclear, though, whether the produce from the supplier could be linked to cases in other states with outbreaks. You know, this isn't the first time Taylor Farms has been connected to one of these outbreaks. Back in 2013, 631 people in 25 states were sickened by a salad mix linked to the company. Many of those illnesses were in Iowa and Nebraska among people who'd eaten at Olive Garden and Red Lobster there. The outbreak was eventually traced to a processing plant in Mexico.
Aurora Water's handing out fines for violation of the city's watering restrictions this summer. Nearly 170 fines for customers found violating drought restrictions. It's a sharp increase from the 6 fines for all of last year. Aurora Water says its smart water meters allow them to detect when customers are watering on the wrong days or during restricted hours.
When we get to the fine stage, particularly multiple fines, those customers have been notified and for some reason just aren't making the changes.
Meanwhile, Denver Water has only issued a handful of fines so far, saying they've focused on education because they generally have to witness water being wasted before taking enforcement action. Denver Water says more warnings and fines are expected later this summer. Aurora says it's been meeting its goal of reducing outdoor water usage by 20% and hopes that customers will continue following their 2-day-per-week watering restrictions.
The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory for the Denver metro area on Sunday and Monday, so the city is offering some help. Denver Parks and Rec will open all currently operating recreation centers as daytime cooling centers during regular business hours. Each center will have a designated area available for cooling, with access to drinking water, restrooms, and a place to sit. Denver Public Library locations are also available to help beat the heat. Boulder County is canceling a weekend event that would have given people a taste of homesteading in anticipation of this heat. Leaders announced today that Sunday's Summer Heritage Morning event will not go on at the Walker Ranch Homestead after all. The next Heritage event at the homestead is scheduled for early October. We've been talking about it. It's going to be a scorcher, and also for the debut of the Denver Summit FC's temporary home in Centennial.
They had some construction delays, but now they're finally going to play their first match at the new stadium tomorrow. 9 News reporter Shalima Maharaj is in Centennial with a look at the preps. Shalima?
Yeah, we have been seeing a lot of work going on, a lot of crews still working, even as recently as just a few moments ago, testing out some of the lights, just trying to put the finishing touches on their temporary venue. But we've also had a chance to see some of the artwork that's going to be displayed here tomorrow.
You stay hydrated. Hydrated, good music. The minute that you get tired, take a break.
And when you're ready, resume the climb.
Well, no pressure.
None whatsoever. Alexia Barrero knows she's part of something big.
Together We Climb is the tagline for this year, and I feel like for the inaugural game.
With every brushstroke, she's sewing a bit of her soul into the fabric of Denver Summit FC history.
I recently had a kid. I had a daughter 7 months ago, and she's coming to the game. So I feel like that could be really cool. I'm going to get her thumbprint on here.
It's not just beautiful artwork, it's inclusive artwork. And people are going to be invited to fill this entire blue space up with their fingerprints, just like this.
Stay hydrated. Keep drinking water, okay?
Kelsey Jess is watching her son play ball.
Go.
While off in the distance, there's a glimmer of her past on the pitch.
Gosh, I think I started when I was 5 and played all the way through high school.
She even traveled to Europe twice with her team.
Oh, my daughter, she plays, and let me tell you, it's just such a big confidence thing for them to see that how far they can take it in the future.
back at the canvas, Alexia Barrero is fueled by the power of positive thinking.
Like, I'm a part of building something, and the fact that Denver Summit FC is, starting now and will become a legacy as the years go on.
Now, you are being encouraged to get down here early. There are a lot of people expected to show up. That means that they're all going to be looking for parking. That means that this area is going to be full of a lot of traffic. So you have been warned. Live in Centennial, Shalima Maharaj, 9 News.